sen na asa song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 498. It's Sunday, April 21st, 2013, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus, we bring you the segment MASTERPOD THEATER, featuring a dramatic audio version of something weird that happened to me.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And if you're wondering where all those photos go that you upload to Facebook, there's a new place that they're building, and it's kind of creepy.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
They're building it in the center of Iowa, and it's going to cost $1.5 billion. It'll be in Altoona, Iowa, so it'll be close to farmers. And, you know, they use Facebook a lot. In other news, there's been an out-of-court settlement between Hooters and another restaurant. It's going to be called Twin Peaks, and it's started by a former executive from Hooters.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hooters claims his former executive downloaded confidential and proprietary company information when he resigned. I like scooters.
Mike's
That was difficult to say.
Daily
It took me like 12 times.
Podcast.
Thank goodness for the rewind button.
Yeah!
On this recording apparatus I'm using. Oh, look, who just walked in.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I'm disgruntled today about the fact that Hooters and this Twin Peaks company have settled out of court. I would have liked to have seen a bloodbath between the two restaurants. After all, I've given them enough money because I enjoy their chicken wings.
Mike, I used to be a Hooters restaurant waitress.
Wow, did you make good tips?
Yeah, the best tip I ever got was never stick a cotton swab inside your ear. Only clean the ear on the outside.
Oh, that is helpful. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, I make the root beer. Oh boy, I'm the brewmaster. Oh boy,
You just said that.
I'm redundancy. I repeat myself.
We can see that.
Mike, we should tell the brewmaster he should make a root beer that'll be sold in a restaurant. He'll make a lot of money.
No, it won't. Because men that go into those places, they just want to get drunk. And stare at girls who have figured out not to feel uncomfortable when weird men are staring at them.
I don't know where they trained for that. Maybe there's some big factory in Iowa. Because apparently Altoona, Iowa seems to be a happening spot to build places and things. Like big, huge, superfluous personal data information repositories. Oh, Facebook, why are you so interested in helping Iowa's economy?
Maybe because they feel bad about all those people there that eat so much corn that their teeth fall out.
I eat a lot of corn, and my teeth don't fall out.
That's because I see you hide the corn, and then later you take it down to that horse pond, and you feed it to the horses.
Don't you mean a duck pond?
Horse pond.
Okay. Where do you guys live?
In the south, I told you. And we have horse ponds.
Okay, I'd love to see one of those sometime. As well as a superfluous personal data information repository.
Yeah, whatever, Mike. I gotta go feed some horses. Bye, oh, bye. I love hot summer days.
Oh, yeah, it is a hot summer day here in Podcastro Valley, California. I must tell you, I had to battle a bunch of wasps today. The wasps come out in force, and that's how you say the word wasps, right? I paid for the most expensive, famous diction coaches to help me speak. As you can tell. No. Yeah, so there's these wasps, and they were attacking me. I was trying to go outside because there's this, like, eave. There's this overhang, this beam that comes out over my patio, and I grab onto that puppy, and I do pull-ups. Because I got to be strong. And I do the pull-ups on that thing because I'm getting strong and manly. And I'm eating the corn because I'm a big Iowa boy. No, I'm not. Podcastro Valley guy doing pull-ups. Back to the story. So I was doing the pull-ups, and suddenly I find that there's not only wasps buzzing around me, but there's bumblebees too. I have no malice towards bumblebees. In fact, the bumblebee humbled me. It technically should not fly, but it does. They're cool little insects. But wasps, those suckers come up and bite you and it hurts. And then I realized close to my hand is an enormous wasp nest. Well, it wasn't enormous yet, but they were working on it. It was going to be huge, I bet you. If I hadn't stepped in, I had to knock it down. But I'm sure the wasps found some place else to live. Preferably at a house where a guy can actually say the word wasps correctly.
Mac, I don't like summer because I don't like all the bugs.
The bugs?
That's what I said.
Sounded more like you were releasing gases, but if you love bugs or hate them, despise them, love wasps, if you enjoy the restaurants of America, the fine dining establishments, or you think they're a bunch of women objectifying hellholes. And what do you think about Facebook building a massive $1.5 billion data center in Altoona, Iowa? And have you been to Altoona, Iowa? How is it? Is it nice? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. You can also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. And we have an opening for you, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. And we also have a website, mikesdailypodcast.com. We have links to where you can listen to the show in iTunes. Subscribe to the show in iTunes. More people find out about us if you do that. You can also rank the show and comment on this show there. Also check out at mikesdailypodcast.com links to where to find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, and we're also on SoundCloud and Spreaker.com. And we also have a blog at mikesdailypodcast.com, as well as the podcast picture of the day and the Amazon deal of the day. And if you click and buy something on that, we get a little bit of coinage. mikesdailypodcast.com.
Mike's Daily Podcast MASTERPOD THEATER.
Hey, it's your turn. Oh, sorry.
And now, MASTERPOD THEATER presents Mike's Daily Podcast Players with a Mike Matthews story.
Yeah, so what happened was I was on BART on Friday, and I just got on the train, and I'm sitting down. I sit down next to these three girls, and they're talking about some rave that they've been to and some other such nonsense. And I'm reading the paper, and there's a picture of a bunch of animals, including a squirrel, on one of the pages. And the girl that was closest to me takes her finger and points at the squirrel and says,
Squirrel! That's a squirrel!
To which I asked her if she has squirrels that run over her roof, like mine do at 7 in the morning.
No, we have turkeys.
They got off of BART somewhere in San Leandro. But Mike, what else happened? Absolutely nothing. What did you expect? I'm 44 years old. What do girls care about what I have to say? But I guess you could say that squirrels are really popular with the younger generation these days, huh? Huh?
Mike's Daily Podcast Players and MASTERPOD THEATER. Squirrels.
That actually happened. As we go outside, last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. And I was on the BART coming back from a really cool art show that they have at an old cotton mill that's over 100 years old in Oakland. It's called F3 is the name of the event, and it's interesting. All these artists show up and they show you their interesting wares, and there's live music, and there's people that make their own beer that sell it there. That's pretty awesome. So if you find yourself in Oakland and it's a Friday night, see if it's going on.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Another picture from my Portland trip, and it is a statue of Theodore Roosevelt on his horse. And this looks like the exact same statue that they used in the movie Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller, Robin Williams playing Theodore Roosevelt. So kind of reminded me of that. And it was a cool-looking statue in this cool little park, one of those parks that runs the length of a street. That kind of takes up what would be a street, and it goes down for quite a couple blocks. It's a cool park. Which reminds me, Kathy Spaeth, who I went to see the Arlo Guthrie show on Thursday night, she reminded me that that river in Portland is not pronounced the way that I was saying it on the last podcast. It's actually Willamette. And you have to say it really fast, she said. Thank you, Kathy Spaeth, and hopefully we'll do another Kathy's Corner with her real soon.
Mark, outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast in Podcaster Valley, California, there is a horse pond.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. Right there, a bunch of horses standing in a pond. How amazing.
Luckily, I brought a big bag of corn. You want to throw him one?
No, that's okay. Oh my god, it's a bag full of cobs of corn. That's pretty strange. Benita, you threw them all into the pond at once. You should throw them out one at a time.
Don't tell me what to do.
Wow.
That's what she was like when she would take orders at a restaurant.
Wow, it must have been hard to get any food that way.
You have no idea. Brewmaster, make restaurant root beer.
Don't tell me what to do.
Tomorrow we will bring you the segment WILLYA SHADUP's Liberty Nation Freedom Phone for All. Plus we'll hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Never stick a cotton swab in your ear. Only clean the ear on the outside.
That's one to grow on. Grow a fungus on.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!